Welcome to the Office Hours Podcast, a collaborative show between the Commonwealth Times and WVCW Sports. On the show today is both sports co-directors for WVCW, Marcus Leary and Ben Rekosh, and CT Sports editor Drew Thompson. How are we doing today, fellas?
I'm doing absolutely wonderful today, Kyler Gilliam.
Sorry I butchered y'all's name, but I'm so sorry.
Man, it's okay, bro. You know,
this is y'all's show, bro. I need to respect it.
It's you know, it's
It's
fine.
our show. It's like our baby.
It's like, okay. It's fine.
It's our conjoined.
It's Super Bowl Sunday. It's the Lord's Day.
Yeah.
Not today, today, Satan.
And let it be said, we are recording before the Super Bowl, so we do not know the winner of the game.
Yeah, we do.
But I can predict it.
What's the game been?
It's going to end 35-27. One of the two teams is going to win.
All right. But today's episode is going to be really going to focus on our college basketball. Our last college ball episode was not on video due to the snowstorm that has rocked the Atlantic coast. But now we finally got Ben on video. So
Hi.
We're going to start off really smooth with VCU women's basketball. As we know, Coach Oboe was relieved of her duties earlier this season. They did ultimately lose their last game against Loyola Chicago as we're recording this episode. What's the fallout of that game, fellas?
The fallout of the Loyola Chicago game?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's about what can be expected. Just because you fire a coach, you bring in an interim, I don't think I've ever really seen that go well. Whether the coach leaves in the beginning of the season or leaves in the middle of the season. I mean, you look at the same Atlantic 10 conference on the men's side. You have an interim coach at St. Joe's, and they're not having the best season. So,
all right.
Yeah.
And do we really feel like Kirk Crawford is the answer?
Well, I want to talk about the last question, but that also incorporates this question. I think that this team is really dealing with injuries pretty badly. So it'd be hard to assess one way or the other, no matter who the coach is. And a game like Loyola Chicago, that'd be a factor either way. So while I don't think Kirk Crawford is the answer, I also don't think the team would be given a fair evaluation over the next couple of weeks to see what their real full potential is over this whole season.
I don't think Kirk Crawford's the answer, but I don't think they really made him the interim thinking he would be the answer anyways. I mean, he's old. He already has a ton of experience. Like they're definitely looking for somebody. They're pretty clear about that from the get-go. Yeah. Like, we are going to do a national search. Like, It's not even like we think Kirk Crawford might be something like where it was like Antonio Pierce with the Raiders. Like it just very much seems like well, yeah, you're here.
It's time for
I think he probably knows. Yeah, they're not expecting to keep him around as like a head coach. The team probably knows that. I think it's like pretty well known that like he's just kind of, they needed somebody and he was there.
And he was the interim coach last season when O'Boyle was having her baby. So like he has experience head coaching this team.
Yeah,
that group of players. Like he had a lot of experience with VCU. He has a lot of coaching experience. Like he was the obvious choice to be an interim coach, but in no way do I think he's the future of the team.
I would be shocked.
Yeah. All right. Bringing this back, just like I said before, y'all don't think he's a long-term answer. What would you like to see from a new head coach? I'll start off with Drew. Like what kind of energy that you really want to see? Any offensive, defensive philosophies that you really want to see this team and see how they can succeed?
I don't know. I'm always a sucker for high offense. Like I love high octane offense, high scoring. I mean, I'm kind of a crayon eater. So, defense is fun, but nothing's more fun than watch people shot chuck.
I'm kind of on the other side of the ball.
So like I think bringing in someone that's like, maybe bringing someone that like is a bit on the younger side, kind of like what they did with Martelli, someone that like kind of new into the coaching, try to get their like, their feet set into the ground, really take off of VCU.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the other side of things. I've played defense in literally every sport that I've played in my entire life, whether that was a season of football, 13 years of lacrosse, or like rec basketball. I would touch the ball like once a game. So I'm always of the mindset of there's two ways to win a basketball game or win any game. You either score more points than the other team or you don't let the other team score as many points as you. And in my opinion, the second choice is always better. Playing high-octane defense, getting stops, creating commotion is what leads to high scoring. And so I'm always of the mindset of you find a coach that can press hard and teach the players how to press hard and play very tough team defense, that's how you win basketball games. You look at on the men's side with Shaka Smart. They won games not because they had a great offense, but because they had a really good defense.
Right.
And with OB, when she would install the press earlier this season, that's when they would be really good, but they would install it too late in the game. So high-octane defense all the way, in my opinion.
And finish off with Ben.
I think one of the advantages of this program, similar to the men's program, is the amount of potential that it has with one of the premier facilities in the nation, and two, a clear financial commitment from the university to the program. So quickly, before we move on, I want to throw out two names that I've seen float around early. The first one is Gabe Lazo, a current assistant with Tennessee women's basketball. He's considered one of the top recruiters in the nation, so talent will be there. The potential to capitalize on that stuff that I was talking about a minute ago with the monetary compensation, the facilities, the pedigree, the history of VCU. Gabe Lasso, he'll be one of the top names in the whole cycle this year. And the other one, as I pull it up, a native of Virginia. Those connections really, really matter, and things like that is really helpful. But Illinois assistant Brittany Anderson went to Virginia Tech. Is from Virginia, from the Meadowbrook area. So look at those two names. I think that they can maximize the amount of potential and talent that's in the Virginia area and in the country as a whole.
All right. So as we know, we were recording on Super Bowl Sunday. That means yesterday was Saturday, which was one of the best days of college basketball that we pretty much had in this season.
I think we could even say it'll be the best Saturday we see all year.
Yeah. So
even like the lower end games.
Yeah. So we talking about Duke UNC rivalry, Houston BYU, and Illinois and Michigan State. You want to start off, Marcus, with some recap of the UNC Duke game?
Yeah, the Duke UNC game. I think I watched more of the second half, but that's the most important half. Duke led wire to wire, except for the final second and a half.
0.4 seconds is the only four.
Was the only 4 seconds that UNC led. Game-winning shot, game-winning three, right corner.
Seth Trimble.
Corner from Seth Trimble. Beautiful. They stormed the court, added 0.4 seconds, stormed the court again. It was just beautiful college.
It was a great pass too. I want to say that.
Did you see the UNC coaches talking about how some of their staff got like punched?
Yeah, the Duke coach said that
the Duke coach, yeah,
that they got punched, and there was video of somebody throwing a water bottle at the Duke coach and everything. So we'll see how that goes. You know, there's always a conversation: should court storming happen? Should it not happen?
Any final thoughts for you, Marcus?
It was a great game. Court storming should happen. Students should just not be fools and just celebrate your team. Don't
easier
assault
said
the
than
other
done.
team. Don't assault other people. I think it's pretty easy to say.
All right. All right, Ben. On to Illinois, Michigan State. So, what's your recap of the game?
Can we have 60 seconds to talk about Cohen Carr? He's one of the best dunkers this sport has ever seen. You can pretty much throw the ball up anywhere, and he'll go get it and throw it down. There are two alley-oops specifically. One from half court in the first half. Jeremy Feeders Jr. just put it up there, and it is one of the greatest highlights this college basketball season. The second one, the offense was in trouble late in the game. They threw it up. He was there. Number 55 got it and slammed it home. So as much of a fun game that this was, and Virginia native freshman Jordan Scott balled out in that game, got some stitches in his eyes. Really, really fun to see that. But Cohen Carr is absolutely amazing.
Can I ask you about Keegan Wagler? He had a little bit of a struggle.
Yeah.
Shooting 2 for 16 at the game, and from like a top prospect type of thing. And
you lose 2 for 16?
Yeah, he shot 2 for 16.
Oh.
And you lose by 3 when one of your best players doesn't perform. Yeah. How does that reflect whether it's more of his late season awards as well as draft position?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough for a lot of these freshmen that have these expectations on them, have the pressure, but they also have such a responsibility as a part of their team to perform at such a high level when any freshman, no matter who it is, and all the guys we're going to talk about in this class, to perform at every single level, every single week, they're going to have freshman slumps just like every other freshman, and we'll wait and see if this is one of those games for him or if it will continue, but Keaton Wagler, he is incredible.
All right, Drew. Houston took down BYU yesterday. This is BYU's 4th straight loss. You got any takeaways?
I mean, I'm gonna look like a mega casual following Ben, but I don't know. I mean, I don't watch as much college basketball, admittedly. I think they're just obviously, like you said, they're kind of on a slide right now. Houston looks more like a tournament team every day, especially with this win. I mean, from what I'm looking at right now, it looks like Houston kind of was in the driver's seat for like most of the game. And outside of Debansa, it's kind of like what, like it's. I don't know. I think Houston makes it out of the Big 12 on top, even with BYU kind of.
They've got to go through Arizona to come out on top. But I mean, what I will say about BYU's 4-game slide, they of those 4 games, I don't know about the middle 2, but I think the first game they lost was to Arizona, which is a clear-cut number 1 team in the nation.
It's just giving up 99 points to Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
They gave up 99 points to Oklahoma State.
Yeah, like that's rough. But then you're looking at like Arizona.
They lost by 3 against
Arizona is looking like a favorite to win the national championship, and Houston was the national runner-up last year.
Yeah, because they lost 3 by BYU, and they lost by 8 to. No, they lost by 3 to Arizona, and they lost by 8 to Kansas.
And then they
lost 99 to 92 against Oklahoma State. That's kind of bad.
That's the bad one. But then you're looking at losses to the best team in the nation, one of the top 10 best teams in the nation, and then another top 10 team in the country. Like BYU, bad 4-game slide. You don't want to see that happen. But these are not bad losses.
But they do have a chance to come back against Baylor and Colorado and stuff like that. But we can start to move on to our next topic. We want to talk about the draft, and like we said before about Debansa, we talked about Boozer, we talked about all these players.
Yeah.
Who do we think is going to be the first overall pick?
Well, going off of BYU, I think it'll be AJ Debansa. I think he was kind of the guy that we were all looking at. It was a big deal when he decided to go to BYU after they had that little tournament run. Or they decided that he committed before that. But it was interesting to see the number 1 prospect in the nation. I mean, obviously it's money. I mean, BYU has a lot of money. I don't know why.
It's the Ainge family. It's the owner of the Utah Jazz funding BYU. Yeah. He funded Debansa to come from Massachusetts to a prep school in Utah so he could feed everything through his system. He's just in control.
Yeah. And what do you think about Debansa's size and his ability to score from every part of the court? Like,
I mean, it's kind of like, I don't want to compare him to Cooper Flagg, but like it's kind of along those same lines where it's like you watched Cooper Flagg last year at Duke, and he just looked like he was at a different level than everyone else on the floor. And you can say that about any of those top 3 guys in this draft class: Darren Peterson, Cam Boozer, AJ Debansa.
It's gonna be a very deep draft.
And not just at the top too.
Even at the lower tiers of this draft, like you have a lot of guys that look like they're just at a different level. Like, and AJ Debansa, like he's tall. He's 6'10".
Yeah,
he can shoot the 3. He's a 3-level scorer. He's a good defender. Like, he's a very, very good pick. And I think whoever ends up getting the first overall pick, it won't be the Wizards as much as they probably deserve it, or the Nets as much as they probably deserve it. It'll probably be like the Spurs or the Thunder. They'll figure out a way to do that. Whoever lands AJ Debansa will have a very good player for a very long time.
All right.
Okay, so as much as I want to say Darren Peterson, I also don't, because I'll take you back. Darren Peterson and Kansas were my preseason player of the year and preseason national champion. They both disappointed me. Darren Peterson has only played 13 games. Injuries have been a big issue for him. The other question for him, like Ben Simmons, does he love the sport of basketball enough? There have been games that he could play, he just hasn't played. And this has been a problem dating back to high school, where he just sits out of the second half for leg cramps or something minor, saying that they're going to preserve him, and then just don't bring him back into the game, and then next time he's good as new. So he's an incredibly talented player and super fun to watch, but my problem is his injury question, and in an 82-game NBA season, is that going to hold up?
Is he, because he didn't play the second half against BYU, right?
He
had 18 points in the first half and then sat the second.
Right, and there have been games like that. There have been games that he's come in for 2 minutes of the second half and then sat right on the bench for the next 18.
Yeah.
So,
but is that something that you can, if you look at the upside that he has as a scorer, specifically as hot of a scorer that he is, could you look over that?
I think that would depend on the team that drafts him, or that's in the spot to draft him, right? It's if they want somebody to be their franchise guy and to play every single game, or if they need an auxiliary piece. Because right now, if I were GM, I wouldn't take Darren Peterson with the first pick because of the injury problems that I have personally. But that's not to say that he's a super talented player. He can get 20 points. He can get 8 boards, score at all 3 levels. Super fun to watch. He just doesn't play very much.
Do you think he's the most talented player in this draft?
Yes.
Drew, what do you think about the first pick?
I'd like to see Boozer go first. I think he's one of the more talented guys in the draft. I mean, he's also like 18. I think if Duke makes a long run in the NCAA tournament, I think he'll probably get the nod over DePanza first, honestly. Yeah. I mean, it's like I said, I don't watch a lot of college basketball, so it's hard for me to say, but I think he's, I don't know, better rebounder, better. I think it also depends on who's going to get the first pick, because I think honestly it's a situation where I could see any 3 of them going first. It's kind of just what's going to fit that team need more,
and not just any 3 of them. Like you've got Caleb Wilson sitting there, like kind of. I don't want to say sitting in the wings, but he had a 28-point triple-double last night.
Yeah.
Like
he's averaging 20 and 10.
He's averaging 20 points, 10 boards.
We were talking about Fleming from Houston as well.
Yeah,
Fleming,
and Chris Sinak Jr. from Houston, Keaton Wagler. Yeah.
So there's a whole bunch of players. Nate Ahmet from Tennessee. There's a whole bunch of players that like on this draft board. But this is going to be in the same draft class, especially if you're in the lottery. So shout out to the Nets. We're gonna get something.
It's that lottery luck. It's gonna really bite some teams.
You think AJ's gonna follow his buddy Igor? I know they didn't play together at all.
Yegor Jomin.
Yeah, Yegor. Is that how you pronounce his last name?
Yegor Jomin. He changed it again. It's Yegor Jomin now.
Yeah, but I do like Cameron Boozer a lot. He reminds me a lot of Paulo.
I like that comparison because they have similar size. Obviously, both from Duke.
And they're like two. And the thing is that he's 250 pounds. Like you're talking about, so he's like he's built.
What Boozer has too is a big wingspan, right?
Yeah,
so really big wingspan.
It's like 7'2".
Yeah.
So it's like,
does Cohen Blake Griffin Carr get drafted this year, or does he play another year?
I think he plays.
What about Jaden? How do you pronounce his last name? Quaintance.
Oh yeah,
Kentucky. He's injured right now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's injured, but he's had an interesting couple of seasons with his recruitment and everything like that. One of the disappointing players from Kentucky too. So he was big out of high school, but he
played 4 games.
I think looking at the difference between DeBansta and Boozer, though, is it's like you look at Duke and they've got a pretty stacked roster, and I mean it kind of feels like BYU is the AJ DeBansta show. And
it is.
They're having maybe a disappointing 4-game slide, but
a good year.
They're having a good year run by an 18-year-old.
It's the debate between most valuable player and most outstanding player, right?
And then one last question for each one of y'all. Do you think this is, since we're talking about actual American college basketball players, do you think this is more of a sign of an American Revolution after the years of Wemby, Luka, and stuff like that, or is this just going to be a spot in the pan that we're going back to the international players next year?
I'd like to take this one first. I saw someone put out a theory a couple weeks ago about the impact of COVID specifically on this draft, because this is the first draft that all of the American guys in it had all 4 of their years of high school not impacted by the pandemic. So they really had all the time to develop and everything. Whereas, you look at the 2020 draft, there was no combine. You couldn't bring any of the players for the workout. And then the past drafts for that, like college scouting was really difficult. High school scouting, AU was so much different. So all of the talent kind of funneled into this year really impacting it because of the impact of the pandemic and everything like that and the timing of it all.
And because Europe handled the pandemic so much differently, they were able to get back into playing basketball the way
had
they
that high level,
much sooner than the U.S. was. And so, like, I'd like to see, honestly, like, the way it was looking, right? Like, if you look at the Olympics, right? Like, it was, like, the U.S. has been the powerhouse. But once Braun is gone, Curry's gone, like... KD's gone.
And Davis is getting older. Like, Bam is getting older.
Like, all those guys that were, like, the really, like, key pieces to the U.S. winning... they're going to be gone by the time LA comes around. And so is it like, okay, so is it just a lock that France is going to win, or are we going to...
I mean, Canada too is like Shea.
Well, you look at the structure of the All-Star game this year, right? It's 2 USA teams and 1 world team. And if you look at how the teams are divided up, it's astonishing the amount of talent on the world team.
Yeah, so I think there's.
But I'd like to. I'm sorry to cut you off, but
Yeah.
I'd really like to see the U.S. get back into dominating the sport of basketball.
Yeah, especially with Cooper Flag, Stephon Castle doing like over the past. Like,
Stephon Castle, did you see his game last night?
Yeah,
40
points.
points, triple double, 12 boards, 12 assists. Are you in?
It didn't like after he secured like the triple double, he just went down and just yammed it.
Hey, we can't forget the true.
He's so tough.
We can't forget the true future of the NBA though, Max Shulga, right? Got 40 ball in the G League last night.
He got 2.
Had his NBA debut.
NBA debut, 2 minutes, 1 missed shot.
You know what I've also been thinking with college basketball this year? Like, man, there's really levels to this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
No,
I
like-
love VCU. I'm like, man.
No, I watched.
There
I
are,
watched Houston,
like-
I watched Houston play one game. It's like, oh, VCU don't got a shot.
There are like
No, I
real
watched-
levels to
No,
this.
I watched.
I mean, you can say that both ways though, because there's some instances where I'm really impressed with VCU and specifically the research we have, and we can talk about that a different time.
But actually, probably let's talk about it right now.
Now,
Let's
yeah,
talk about
VCU
VCU men's basketball. There's a huge win over Dayton on Friday.
It's the
Biggest
best they've
win,
probably looked all
the
season.
best they've looked all season. It looked like they played a full 40 minutes of or at least a full 38 minutes of basketball.
JG and
30,
Tracy.
35 more close,
I'll
more
say
like
they
that.
played a full 35 minutes of basketball. I think Jordan Dumont got to see the floor in a conference game.
JD and Tracy
got to
looked like he played basketball.
JJ and Tracy looked like he could, if he played like that all season, he could win A-10 Player of the Year.
He said it was his best game he's had since he played JUCO ball, and that was 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I believe that's
I think
7 straight.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
right?
Is that
'Cause
7 straight wins?
That's 7 straight wins.
7 straight A-10 wins as well.
Before heading to LaSalle.
Before we head to LaSalle, and obviously this episode is coming after the LaSalle game, so we can't assume anything like that. But we will. But
SLU beat LaSalle by like 40 points last night.
I know, I'm just
like
saying,
because LaSalle, like, are respectful to LaSalle, they are 7-17.
LaSalle kept it close though for a lot of that
yeah,
game.
Yeah, so we're obviously gonna respect LaSalle, but we're gonna have to look ahead because
I mean, I think it was tied at halftime.
yeah, so we're gonna have to look ahead to the second half of the Capital City Classic against Richmond in Henrico. How we feel about that game, guys?
I mean, I think it's another VCU win. Richmond
They're banged up, is what they are.
they're banged up. They're also just they're not that good. Like their best player is Mike Walls, which much respect to Mike Walls. I didn't know this before the game at the Stew. Mike Walls has been there for 4 years.
Yeah.
He's a 4-year player. Like big shout out
He's
to
a
him.
4-year player, and he's never won here.
And he's never
beat VCU.
He's never beat they beat VCU.
He's never beat VCU
at
in
the Stew.
yes.
In 4 years they never won it in Richmond. So.
Well, that's obvious because Richmond hasn't won at the Siegel Center since 2018. So
I think it's just another win, and I think if our big man, damn near 7 feet tall, can get a freaking offensive rebound, just one, we'll win.
well, he did that against Dayton. He was pretty performative against Dayton.
Yeah, but he had 0 offensive rebounds against Richmond. 0.
But I mean, I don't want to discredit
That's what they
Richmond.
got Big Mike Bell for, though.
Yeah, shout out.
Get
Yeah.
them
I don't want to
boards.
discredit
Hey, shout out
Richmond.
Mike Bell.
I don't want to discredit Richmond though because
I love
they've
Mike Bell.
really been dealing with injuries all season long. Their star freshman guard is hurt now.
Argerby's hurt.
Argerby's hurt.
John Marshall legend, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, you just hate to see it for a team like that. For anybody, you want to see all your opponents healthy. You want for the best, for the health of the league. You want to see everybody tip top shape. So you don't want to see it.
I don't
But
want to see anybody hurt, but I don't want to see Mason win any more games.
all right, fine.
But after the Richmond game,
After the Richmond game,
After the Richmond game, it's a week off until the Rams play on Friday in Chaffetz Arena.
yeah,
And depending on what happens
game.
in the couple of games that we're going to release this episode,
there's a big
it's
GW
W
game in
game.
between that too.
Yeah.
so GW, and then we'll play on the road at St. Louis, a chance to get a Q1 victory, finally in VCU's possession. But
and
Are
St.
they
Louis
ranked
likely
still?
St. Louis is going to be
Are they ranked?
yeah, they're
they're going to be top 15 probably at that point.
They're ranked 19 right now.
Yeah. The new rankings come out on Monday. They'll be, 17, 16 at that point. And then if they take care of business the week afterwards, they might be top 15. We'll see what happens with that. But they're one of the best teams we've seen in 5-6 years at the
And Chaffetz
mid-major
Arena
level.
has been like it's a big arena, and it's been rocking recently. And
Yeah.
VCU, at that point. Right now, we're sitting at third or tied for second.
I think we're tied second.
We're tied
Tied
second.
for
Mason
second.
won yesterday.
Mason, if things fall out, like this can be a 1 versus 2 matchup at a very hostile environment.
At the very least, I mean, I think there's a gap where it's VCU, GMU, St. Louis, and then like
Everyone else.
yeah. So like, regardless of what happens, it's going to be a very good indicator.
I've been
Of where VCU stands compared to number one.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And they're still, what is it, 3.5 games back right now of first place? 2.5 games back?
2.5 games back.
2 games back.
2 games back. So depending on what happens in the next week and a half, that could even bump up to a game with bigger stakes. We'll see.
And you still have GMU later in the season as well.
Right.
So and there's some other games that you can actually maneuver your way around into a higher seed as well. Before you get to the A-10 tournament, which would probably be the only way VCU
I
can
was
get
to
into
say, you
this
think
race.
there's any chance of
Well, right
them
now in
getting a at-large
ESPN's latest bracketology they released this morning, they're the 6th team out of the tournament. So keep winning, and teams in front of VCU keep losing. Really, anything can happen, right?
And that's St.
And
Louis.
if you
hey, we going to March Madness.
That's a massive.
low possibility that they're a top 10 team at that point. But you beat St. Louis at home. They're
It's a nationally ranked
almost
win.
guaranteed to be a top 15 team.
Yeah.
That's a signature win that can put you in the tournament.
That's one of the best wins in program history, right?
Yeah, I would put it probably up there to that one of those old UVA games that we used to have. Back
Yeah, I mean,
Or Dayton, our freshman
Yeah,
year,
2023.
Top 15 team.
they were ranked 23 at that point, I think.
Oh, I thought
Yeah,
they were
so there's gonna be these are really big moments coming up for VCU basketball. So,
Yeah, that St. Louis game is going to be awesome. It's one of the best games in mid-major basketball all season. One of the best games in college basketball all season.
What is our signature win right now? Tech?
There really isn't one. Tech lost yesterday.
Our
Yeah.
signature games are like we had
almost.
Vanderbilt shook,
Yeah.
had NC State shook, beat Tech,
Vandy lost
was it
yesterday.
Utah State? We almost had you.
had Utah State shook. They were ranked for a
New
second.
Mexico?
Vanderbilt was ranked
Close.
for a second.
But
Had
what
them shook.
But what we're saying, that's not just a signature win for this season. That's a signature win for this decade.
Yeah. So I think
Put it in the rafters.
I think we're at a natural.
We're not Mason. We don't hang shared regular season championships where you're not even the number 1 seed in the tournament.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we came to a natural wrapping point today, guys. We had a really great episode. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ben.
If you want
Yes,
to
thank
catch
you, Ben.
catch more episodes for Office Hours, you can catch us on Spotify. But until next time, it's been Kyler, Marcus, Drew, and Ben. We'll see you later. This episode was produced by Kyler Gilliam and CT Assistant Multimedia Editor Ashley Davis, and our theme music was composed by Naga.